Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got day 4 of the Hamburg, the GG. Man, I always mess up this part. I don't know how I can't get it right. But
it's only the
tomorrow I'll have
4th
it.
day.
The GG.Bet Hamburg Invitational, presented to you by Maincast, Kyle, Lizard. We've got 2 elimination series to determine which one of these teams will actually go into the playoffs to compete for that coveted spot at the big land later in October. We'll miss Halloween, however, if you attend, which is a shame. What was your best Halloween costume, Lizard?
I never had a Halloween costume in my whole life. Never. Never went to a Halloween party even.
Why?
It's just not a thing in my country. There's a couple of bars that do it, but maybe just a few, and that's it. It did become a little bit more popular in the last few years, but yeah, we just don't do that, man. We're not the NA. Not everyone does
That's
Halloween.
True. America does tend to invent a bunch of holidays.
Yeah.
Just any excuse, really.
Just make up some costumes, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's like, what can we get people to buy if we convince them that you should? You know, Easter, hey, candy. Valentine's Day, candy
roses.
and flowers. Dude, also, roses are so expensive. But they're only expensive on Valentine's Day.
No, they're not. Trust me.
What?
No, they're not. Even if you, like, whenever you're buying them, if you want to buy, like, some proper flowers, some good-looking flowers. But you know what? They're not expensive because they're for love, man.
But this
love is priceless.
I'm glad you brought that up because how are flowers a good signifier of love? Here, honey, I got you these flowers because they represent how pretty you are. However, when you wither and die, we're gonna just throw you in the trash. That's what flowers say to me.
Yeah, that's why whenever I'm buying flowers to my girl, you know, I buy the seeds and she has to plant the seeds herself, you know, and water it.
And then together you harvest the fruits of your love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
God, you're one of those hopeless romantics, aren't you?
No, I'm just cheap.
Speaking of cheap.
Speaking of cheap, we have some cheap-ass heroes here picked up right now. Heroes that we've seen for a couple of days in a row. Nothing of too. I don't know. They haven't really invented anything new in these two.
We're not going to get anything new either. As Ad Finem, they bust out the Lashrak. A real squishy lineup for the boys from Greece.
Blue boys.
The boys in blue, yeah, it's true. Everybody's blue. Even Gyro's got a little bit of that, what is that, teal, turquoise?
Turquoise, yeah.
Cerulean?
Okay, cerulean.
You don't know what any of those colors are.
Turquoise I know, because I'm getting these ads all the time on Twitter. Do you know Turkey? Go to Turkey, discover turquoise seas. And I'm like, just leave me alone. It's October. It's September.
It is brisk today. I've also got to consider how the hell I'm going to get winter clothing because I'm not going home, right? I left with a suitcase packed.
What's your plan? Where are you going next?
I'm going to go, after Kiev, I'm going to go hang out with Owen and Sheaves for a couple days. We're going to fly over to Midas mode.
Oh, so, okay.
And then probably back
Denver,
to Europe.
Right?
But the problem, my suitcase is packed from April, right? So I've got all these, like, I've got shorts. I don't need those anymore.
Can you just deploy them at Owen and Sheaves and just leave them there?
That would probably be a good idea.
Ask them. Maybe they have a spare cupboard, like some.
That's true. Well, it's more I've got to collect the winter clothing, right? Because I don't know. It's so hard to find. Everyone here has such great jackets specifically because, you know, it's okay fashion-wise, right? I can hang in Kyiv in the summer, right? It's simple. You know, maybe like a T-shirt,
like
jeans.
a T-shirt, jeans,
easy,
and you're good.
Right? You blend in.
Maybe some shorts and that's it.
Winter comes out, right? All of a sudden, people have got their scarves color matched with their watches. There's like 7 layers on everybody. You've got a variety of different, like, girls be walking around like knee-high boots, and I can't compete with that. There's hats. There's this whole element to style that I'm just completely out of my depth.
Because that's what they're preparing for here, right? The winter is long, and you want to be looking stylish. And
yeah, they just experience, right? It's cold. You got to be prepared.
You got to be prepared. And you know what? Like the first time I was here, the story I heard is like. Basically what you do is you walk for 100 meters if you have to walk, if you don't have Uber or something. 100 meters, then there's a bar. get a shot of vodka, get out, and another 100 meters.
I don't think that's how it works.
No, it's every 50 meters actually.
I just also the issue is whenever, and everyone at home, you know what this is like. We'll get into the draft in a minute, but you know we got some time. You get into a place and they're blasting the heat, so you've got to take off like 4 of your 5 layers, and then put them all back on if you actually go to leave. It's brutal, man. Heat. God, it was so hot. It was in Taipei and Kuala Lumpur. And it was like 40 degrees Celsius.
40.
It was so humid as well. Like you're sweating from everywhere. End of the day, it kind of feels like you've been wearing a bathing suit.
That does not sound great.
Smells even more.
That does not sound great.
Just kidding. Just kidding. That's why you gotta, I don't know, stay indoors or something.
And how many months is it like that? You were talking about possibly moving there.
Oh, it's like 3 or 4.
3 or 4 months of that, man. You should probably be in Kyiv for those 3 or 4 months.
Definitely. Kyiv is the place to be in the summer. I'm a big fan. Definitely, I think it's one of my 3 favorite cities in the world.
Right now, I love Kyiv.
Well, it is. I just don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite. Huh?
I'm enjoying it so much right now. Definitely. Yeah. The food is cheap. People are beautiful. Like, everything is chill.
Yeah.
Pleasant to hang around as well.
Shout out to Maincast production as well. I know you
we
guys
love
are
you,
listening.
Maincast.
We were talking to the Counter-Strike guys coming in that are working this event. It's like, we're just chilling, come in like 30 minutes before show goes live, hang out, real casual. It's nice. Yeah. I've been at some events where I have to sit in the green room
for 2 or 3 hours.
For literally like, 2.5 hours.
What the hell?
I'm like, oh, this is
what?
good. Well, we need time for makeup. Meanwhile, it's 10:30. We don't go live until 11:47.
And the makeup,
my ass is already there.
Exactly.
I skip breakfast.
I love this. I have more time to hang out with, with my girl here in Kyiv, and that's awesome. Just give me more time.
Speaking of more time,
I don't need makeup.
FlyToMoon have a minute or so left to get
that
the last pick in.
Speaking of time, we don't really have a lot of time to discuss these 2 drafts right now, as we've wasted all of ours. However, let's see, FlyToMoon, they have an Abaddon that is not going to be a core for the first time in these 4 days. That's interesting. Usually this Abaddon is picked up because he brings a lot of utility with his items and also with his skill set. We'll see if he's going to be able to do the same on position 5, actually.
I love the DP Wraith King combo. I think it's quite similar to like the DP Monkey King of old, where you have one core that's durable, that can sort of zone the enemies away, where DP then can focus on dealing maximum amounts of building damage. You also have Core Lash.
And also, exactly, Core Lash. Maybe next time, going from that position 4 into a position 3. And he's playing Core Lash right now with Tug playing that Mirana. However, Tug with that Mirana...
What is that supposed to mean? What is
this
that?
is supposed to mean, like, I don't like it. It didn't really go very well for him that last game he played. Remember him AFKing in the jungle, trying to snipe the courier, failing to do so, not helping. Maybe next time, who was playing a Sand King that time, maybe next time completely left alone on an island with some scary-ass heroes such as Gyro +1. Didn't get any farm on himself. Position 3 didn't have anything because position 4 was just AFK. So maybe Tug is a very self-centered player, I think, because he was their midder before, if I'm right.
A lot of core players just thinking that they can downgrade their roles. They don't know. Look, you're speaking to an expert in... I went from 2 to 3 to 5 to kicked to caster to analyst, and now I don't even know what the hell I am. I'm a blog writer.
Sounds very sad.
No, it's cool. But the point I'm trying to make is it's more difficult than I think people give it credit for. You assume that if you played mid, that you'll just be able to seamlessly integrate into like a support role.
Like position 4,
but you've got to be a giver.
Position 4 specifically, right now. I think before maybe it was even harder to play position 4 properly, because you're basically given a hero and there you go, boy, go, run across the map, make things work for us, right? Right now, if you're playing position 4, you can justify just being with the offlaner. 2-1-2 is the standard, right? But before, when you were playing position 4, it wasn't only how you played mechanically. Like, you had to have a strategy about moving across the map, knowing where you're supposed to be, where to put that pressure, right?
It's a lot more like the monster back. It's similar, I don't know what the term for it would be in European football, or original football, depending on where your loyalties lie.
One true football.
But there's like the role where you can kind of play wherever you want, right? oftentimes it's like, the special super fast midfielder, right?
Yeah,
Who can just sort of be wherever he wants to be.
You don't really have that in football. Like there's some midfielders that can do that, but not really.
So
in basketball, we do have those, but
in NFL, there's a team called the Steelers. They had it's 11-man teams, right? But they would create 10-man defenses and let this guy Troy Polamalu, because he was a monster, just literally do whatever he wanted, right? And 4 positions nowadays, it is. He was very good at it. 4 positions nowadays, it feels like we're back to that, where you effectively can create impact on the map in so many different ways. Stacks are valuable. You can pull creep waves. You can gank lanes, TP around the map, controlling runes. It's a lot more fun than just hey, we're going to dual lane off lane. Yeah. I'm going to hit you.
I agree with you, but at the same time, if you don't duel off lane, right? If they're like if they set up their lanes as 2-1-2 and you don't duel your offlaner and you just waste your time, like let's say hanging around mid trying to kill the courier, like you can suddenly have a very poor offlaner that cannot pressure the safe laner. And if you can't pressure the safe lane, you're in a bad problem right there.
I disagree. I feel like the team that gets the tri-lane off is more likely to zone more efficiently than in a 2-on-1.
That's definitely true.
If you're countered, I don't care what the matchup is. If the core counters you, you just pull the creep waves. Like there's no way of support.
But that's the problem with the tri-lane as well, right? If they're trying to tri-lane and you somehow find a way to sneak a creep wave away from them, they're just wasting their try.
Oh, the arrow misses. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But if you take this, like I actually love what Ad Finem does here, because they recognize we're playing against this Abaddon support in the safe lane. So you don't actually need to help your offlaner whatsoever. How does an Abaddon stop him from pulling? Like
Definitely.
You're a glorified creep with a nuke. You can see the odds. Yeah, FlyToMoon heavily favored. I assume based on the draft, but if anybody watched Ad Finem play yesterday, there's certainly some question marks. Always were one of the hallmark inconsistent teams. They were up some days. They went from second place at the Boston Major to effectively disbanding. They didn't make any noise since then.
That's what happened to them, indeed. Some of these players found some success in some other teams, but not really anything very significant. And now they're back together. The Greek boys going to try to go one more time.
One more time.
One more season.
Do you know what I've been listening to a lot recently? Louis the Child, man. They have some great songs.
I'll need to check them out.
I'll play one during the break.
Flow, taking a lot of damage here, and the arrow connected. And this time around, he should fall. Tug gets that hit, and Spartan gets the first blood, actually. You see that Tug with Basilius and Tangos, like 53 damage.
Ooh. Wait, I was talking about how I love the way that Ad Finem set up the lanes. I forgot that was a Leshrac off lane. Not something you see every day. And in truth, I'm not sure if there was a hero that could be zoned by an Abaddon. It's this like 500 HP hero that doesn't really have the ability to pull creeps. In fact, he's going to salve top.
He's trying to do the best that he can. He now has that edict. And this is what I was thinking. All right, he's going to pop that edict, but they're just going to run away from him.
Nice job.
Nice job. 50 gold as well for him. Pretty good. He's trying to deny these range creeps.
Yeah, Arc is actually going to flak.
He waited out. He waited out the flak.
I think he would have been better served just looking to deny there and just get lane control back.
Look at that.
He might get it anyway.
Yeah, with the passive, I believe Lesh is forced to go back. And now the Mirana comes to the top lane.
Yeah.
And you know what? Abaddon has the first spell and the passive, so he can even fall on the top lane if he's not careful. One good arrow and he's gone.
You like this 2-point strain? I don't mind it, actually. It lets you tank the Pugna spells. Thug, thinking about throwing an arrow. We'll just trade some auto attacks here and there.
When it comes to the last, it's Gyro and Pugna doing pretty well on top.
Do you think that Abaddon's self-deny should create increased respawn time? Because I feel like it should.
I mean, I guess he's not played as much on position 4 as he was before, but...
I mean, Dota played it in the TI finals.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say it does increase it. Then the Rot should do the similar thing, right?
I agree.
Like, Rot is as obnoxious.
How is that cool? He's now back up in 6 seconds with full HP and mana.
Yeah, but then again, he can't do it all the time because of the TP, right? So he can TP to the lane
every 80 seconds. Like it just seems kind of insane to me that this hero can have such an unbelievably high impact with just level 1 Q. And you can just then chill, let some strong laning hero like a Gyro effectively last hit for free because there's just no way to output harass damage.
Well, that's definitely true. And he also has that shield to work with, which is amazing. Oh, that's a miss, and because of that, nice arrow to stop the gyro from pursuing him. And now always want to fly. There we go. He denies, and Tug then leaps away from Mark, so he doesn't suffer any extra damage.
Madara gonna salve up, courtesy of Mr. Spartan, who also pops a mango to ensure he's got the mana to cast his spells once again. Salve also utilized by Focus in the mid lane, who is doing relatively well against the Shishui. Is that how it's pronounced?
Shisui. Shisui, I believe, is the way
Giswa?
Giswa.
No?
Whatever, man. I believe whatever you pronounce him, he's going to be SH.
Cool. That's easier.
His nickname is SH, so...
What about Sh?
Like, Sh is also all right. Like, I was always thinking...
Yeah.
Why the hell would you put your nickname? Like, it's the only thing that you've got. And, like, when you're playing a game, they don't see your face, they don't see your jersey, they don't see your hairstyle, you know. The only thing people see is your nickname. So why would you ruin that?
I agree.
That's the only way, like, you recognizable. Yeah. That's your brand. That's, like...
Yeah, exactly. I almost changed my name to Todd.
To Todd?
But then I realized, you know, maybe I should just stick with the OG name, huh?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't actually going to do that. Would have been Jerry. Cool thing about sh. Okay, so you know shto or shto, which is Russian for what.
Yeah.
But it's sort of the way in English you'd say like huh or what.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy saying that to members of this studio.
Yeah.
They have to do a little double take like wait what?
But listen, you can do it even better. Let's see if Slayer is going to die here. The lift is there and he might survive. Yeah. Don't say shto with a T. Just don't say it with a T. Just ask them with sho.
Sho?
Sho. Like,
why?
But you have to have that attitude with it. Sho. You know, it's like.
Oh, that's an aggressive what?
That's like
the T makes it gentle.
Yeah, the T makes it more. I don't know, like polite.
Interesting. The more you know.
Yeah. I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
Madara TP's back into the lane.
Going towards that Midas on himself. Shisui is followed by Tug, but that arrow misses once again.
Might still be in trouble. He's got the ultimate. Yeah, he'll
He's
just
trying
pop
to
it.
suck. And actually, he manages to get the Mirana away from himself and also the Dead Prophet, so he survives. Very well played by him.
I watched Police Academy with Resolution the other day.
Police Academy.
Reminds me of a couple of scenes there. What?
You watched Police Academy. That's amazing. Dude, what? I loved that movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, Rezo's on this like 80s movies kick.
There's like 11 of them or
he's
something.
never seen all of these like old, you know, there's all these classic American movies like The Graduate. Okay, more if you're looking like comedy, he's never seen Van Wilder, never seen Animal House, never seen Caddyshack. Like, Caddyshack should be essential. You've never seen Caddyshack?
I've never seen any of those that you just mentioned.
Oh, my God.
I'm just as bad as him, I guess.
Rodney Dangerfield, first off, incredible name. Second, inspiration for life. I hope that if I could be half as funny as that man, I would be much funnier. Let me tell you. Maybe next time, gonna get rocketed. We'll have to escape, not able to auto attack it down this time.
And an arrow should come out soonish. Nope, not gonna happen.
Always want to fly is in, and he's out.
But
the flag. Nice flag.
Yeah, flag gets him. I wonder why I didn't always want to fly. I guess he had cooldown on his first spell, missed call, so he couldn't suicide there. But because of that Prophet rotating top, look at what's happening. Usually it's the Dead Prophet that punishes the enemy's tower, but he's playing versus a Pugna, and Pugna loves pushing. And now when he has always want to fly behind him, remember what we were talking about, these pushing midders, cores that get so activated by these Abaddons. It doesn't matter. Well, okay, this Abaddon is going to be deactivated for a moment as he travels back to the fountain. Easy kill for Focus, and because of that, Pugna has to go away as well. But yeah, when you have a pushing core, that Abaddon just stands behind you, shields you, so they can't kill you, and you continue pushing.
It's a good synergy. You have a double save mechanism, which I'm a big fan of, with the Pugna Decrep and the shield. It's going to be very difficult for Ad Finem to find kills. And you can see the punish onto this Leshrac offlane, left on an island, and now falling behind even the Mirana in net worth. See if this gank rotation works middle. You do have the ultimate skilled up on the Death Prophet, ready to go. But they're just going to lose this mid tower if they don't get something done.
It's gone already, yeah. There's fortification, but the only thing they can try is to deny it. Mirana is sticking around to try and do that, but Arc might get maybe next time once again.
Great positioning. Look at that. He's ensuring
He
that he gets the full Q off.
Because focus is here, and now Gyro might fall.
The Edict, so much damage, even after the Leshrac goes down.
It's very sad for maybe next time that he was sacked like this, because I believe this is a hero that if you're playing him as a core, you need to give him a decent lane. Like you can't just sack him the way they sacked him.
Oh, nice high ground.
Unfortunately, there's a leap. Always Wanna Fly is trying to go for the Crystal Maidenhood. He does take, and now Shisu in a lot of problems. As maybe next time, maybe you did destroy him on that offlane, but he still has that level 3 Edict.
I don't know why that hero is not first picked, like every game. I love Leshrac. It was actually difficult for me watching this last TI, solely because a lot of what I love about Dota was meta. And, you know, when I had gotten kicked, like Leshrac was just gone. That hero had been nerfed into the ground.
Because
There's
he was
no
so
way to play.
broken
He
before.
was broken. But now it's just, you just do so much. I love watching that hero play, and even with the double leap, Thug will go down. Focus pops ultimate, however, trying to dive Slayer under tower. The teleports are coming in. They're going to have to get out of here. And even though they force rotations, there was a Death Prophet ultimate used, and all 5 Radiant heroes have assembled in the top lane, 2 going down. Nothing in exchange. However, Madara now lands a stun onto Fear. They're going to look to pursue him once again in some trouble. The Abaddon tries to keep him alive, but no. Again, this Pugna just getting walked at. Nothing to do to save himself. As Always Wanna Fly misses the opportunity to deny himself. He will die. Slayer trying to escape. Nope, catches the stun. He wants to be able to at least grab that bounty room. Will he be able to make is the question? No, he is not. A timely Q from Spartan and one last hit from the Skeleton.
Sadly for FlyToMoon, their Night Stalker decided to remain on the bottom lane and not port out top. He cancelled his TP when it was like when Ad Finem was retreating, thinking his team won't fight anymore. But his team decided to fight without him. They definitely did pay the price.
Yeah, they just got a little over-eager there. The odds updated a bit.
You can see that the odds aren't heavily in FlyToMoon's favor anymore. They're getting a little bit more even. Always Wanna Fly dodging that arrow. Not really shoot arrow, hit arrow this game for Tug, but he's been on point when it comes to his rotations and where he's supposed to be. Wraith King going for that Midas Radiance build.
Yeah, Madara special. You can expect that if there was a build for fighting or a build for farming, our boy is always going to choose the latter option.
Also decent versus Pugna and the Crabify, right? So you have some damage output as well. And meanwhile, Shisu is taking the bottom tower while Radiant is rotating around that mid-tier 1, but they can't really do a whole lot as Rubik is just defending it.
Yep. I'm not sure Shui should have been trying to get involved in these rotations. Pugna just clears waves and towers so quickly.
Arrow connected on the gyro actually, and this should be a dead gyro right there. Madara just gets a couple of hits, but
how is he still alive?
The lift was so good from the Slayer, moving everyone away from Arc Dota, and because of drums and range drop.
Oh, that is huge. That is so much damage. Now Spartan in trouble. Nighttime is up, of course. Nice shield will ensure that the Night Stalker is able to do full damage. Now the Nova stolen. Or Freezing Field, rather?
Freezing Field,
yeah.
Not Freezing Field, not really the hardest spell to steal, but yeah, can definitely come in handy. A good lift with Freezing Field can ensure a kill on one of these squishies. Shisui, meanwhile, just continuing to push bottom lane, and I definitely agree with you when it comes to his rotations. Yeah, I believe that's what he should have continued doing, just with Abaddon.
It's I think just it's something I want to do the actual numbers on, like maybe make of it. It's just so much work, but hang on, we're going to get into that in a moment. I want to get into this team fight. His Focus teleports in. Has the ultimate ready? Will the arrow land? Answer no. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. The Abaddon was there for the shield as the FlyToMoon 4
What do you think about
move away.
What do you think about Ark's build? Like, he's not going for the normal build that we've seen in every single gyro game, and that's the Aghanim's. Instead, he went for drums, raid bands.
No, we've seen that, but it's just before Ags. I agree. I think actually even bracers could be preferred. I'll be honest on gyro.
But look at his build. Like, phases, drums. Raid Band, Basilisk, Magic Wand.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of build-up.
It's a lot of build-up indeed.
I don't mind. Like, first off, those items are why he survived above his tier 1 mid. So they already kind of paid for themselves. And when you're ahead like he was, you want to ensure you get items that keep your status as strongest on the map. If you rush Ags after a huge laning phase, it's easy then to just get caught with a point booster, die once, and all of a sudden your lead is lost. It's not effectively using your net worth and specifically your item slots. You want to have 6 cost-efficient item slots ASAP. Because of the changes to backpack and teleport. But as we say this, SSA Spartan found behind enemy lines. A regular Rambo, but unfortunately without the prowess and lacking that Kalishnikov. So he dies 11-9 now, the score for Ad Finem.
He did give some vision to his teammates and wasted some of their time.
We have a bit of a lull. The thing I want to discuss is like the understanding of like effectively using your time on the map, right? And players maybe not getting that you're better off farming than fighting, even if you were to get kills there just based on how it works. And holy shit, Slayer just did a ton of damage with that blast onto Madar. Now in so much trouble, going to get decrept, but a great silence from Focus. Now moving up with the silence.
Get silence from Flo as well as he flew over them, but that did not save his Rubik. And now he has to fly away, but he's actually going to be caught by a tornado.
Wow, both popped. There's no, what?
There's no tier 1. Can you go into pit? No, you can't. Interesting ult overall. Farming Exorcism, boys. We've seen it all.
Secure the runes in 20 seconds.
Close enough.
I mean, it's better to use it than not use it, but you don't lose it if you don't use it. So it would be.
But you do lose it for the next possible team fight, and this rune is because of that going to be taken away, and so will those 2 bounty runes on the bottom lane.
Here's a perfect example, right? Also, Thug with the pipe rush.
I'll give you the perfect example of staying off the map and farming instead of fighting. I can give it to you with the Meepo. That hero, you can get a Blink Dagger, and it can be, let's say, minute 12 Blink Dagger, and it can be so juicy to go and jump on those supports and kill them off. But if you get low in those teamfights, or God forbid killed, you are effectively just destroying yourself instead of just farming.
It's all about playing the odds, right? Every game of Dota is going to be unique, and you want to make the best risk-reward decision. So if you're a Pugna early game, you want to get your core items up and get involved with an item advantage, some sort of survivability tool perhaps. If you just farm, your chance of dying is incredibly low, and you're going to be getting so much golden experience just from clearing creep waves.
I completely agree with you, but I don't think every game is the same. And you have
exactly, that's what I said. Every game is unique.
Every game is unique, and you have to understand when you're supposed to be farming and when you're supposed to be pressuring. In some games, you're playing versus a hero that's going to destroy you no matter what you get and when you get it. And you need to press the matter as soon as possible and try to shut him down before he reaches that point.
I think we're getting better at it, but as commentators and viewers, I think we still overestimate the impact of deaths, especially when they're on the enemy side of the map. If I'm a support player and I get a nice ward down, maybe block a camp, steal a creep here and there, cut a wave, and I die to 3 or 4 heroes around to tier 2,
that's fine.
That's a huge win. Like that's a positive. My death is somewhat inevitable. I'm paying for the space I create my team, and I just think sometimes feeds are more about, your high likelihood going to go down, but you accept that because of the impact you're going to have. And I just think we got to do a better job of realizing that that's an integral part of playing good Dota nowadays. That's what makes your core able to play selfishly, to take those stacks for free.
So if you die, just tell your cores that you're making an impact. You're doing something on the map.
You don't want your supports to not have deaths, straight up. Like, they should be dying.
They're supports. That's their job. Your job is to feed, guys. So position 4 and 5s that queue, make sure to have at least 5 deaths in every game you play today.
At least. 6 or 7, maybe.
6 or 7 is like, all right, but 8 is that perfect spot if the game is over 30 minutes.
Did you know why 6 is afraid of 7? 7, 8, 9. But as I get into it, FlyToMoon, they're flying up the hill on the back of the Flow Night Stalker. Have you really never heard that before?
I love NA schools and all these little jokes that you have. Like, you can amuse me for a day, I swear.
Well, hopefully it'll be a couple more than just one. We are in day 4, of course, of the GG.Bet Hamburg Invitational, presented to you by Maincast.
And this
in
Roshan,
full Technicolor.
in full.
What if Dota just, what if we just, as an April Fool's, Valve just had the whole game black and white? Make it like an old 40s movie. As I say it though, huge ultimate on from Arc Dota is going to deny this choke point. Slayer stealing the arrow could be impactful, especially as they try and posture around this Roche pit. Ad Finem, slight GPM lead, however.
Such a good spell on Rubik. Stealing arrows, hooks, all these spells that require wind-up ice pads, right? Like, you just instantly cast them. So much easier to hit.
Good pressure from the Leshrac in the bottom lane, a perfect example. You don't want 5 heroes around the Roche pit. You want 4, 1 with the teleport, and then now that you've forced Arc towards the bottom lane, you can all in the pit, knowing that you'll have that 20-second window to be able to do this for free. Rubik also not quite in position. The arrow will not be available to scout. Always want to fly. Should survive here.
He was just scouting that green arrow, went right next to focus, but did not connect. Sadly for them, I mean, what do they have? They have that Prophet and Wraith King. Wouldn't you give that Aegis to Leshrac even?
That was so awkward. I would never give my Aegis to DP. We've discussed why. With Ags, it's a bit more value, but you want to make sure that you survive with your ultimate active. If you die after popping, it doesn't really matter if you respawn.
I guess they don't really have a lot of saves, so they're thinking if they jump on top of the Death Prophet, she'll be alive then afterwards.
As we say this, hang on, they're immediately going to initiate the arrow on top of the DP. No ultimate active, and that Aegis has already been squandered. Active Shrine, though, you got to be a little cautious if you're FlyToMoon. AoE silence from Flow. Going to be able to deny both cores. The DP is not in range of that Active Shrine either. Arc Dota taking some damage. 3-man silence. Always want to fly is going to pop his ultimate. Try and keep Arc Dota alive. In fact, he should for a bit, but Madara with the crit does finish him off. That is an active Radiance as well. This is not the timing you were looking for if you were FlyToMoon. I love that first kill, but you're going to just hang out on an active Shrine and watch Ad Finem TP in. The Greek freaks come through big. That's a 3-for-1.
Yeah, they destroyed the Death Prophet so swiftly that they thought, all right, guys, we got this. It's nighttime. We have this Night Stalker. We're going to wait for them and just blow them up one by one. But they just assembled around that shrine so fast that they couldn't do shit to them. And FlyToMoon, they lose 3. While the only thing that they did get is that Aegis. So pretty bad trade for them, as this Death Prophet has, I believe, completed that Aghanim, which should be flying over to her right
with
now.
The BKB, that's the timing you're looking for. You'll have 2 lives on your Wraith King, 9 indestructible DP.
Mirana also with her build has, look at the odds, completely switching into Ad Finem's favor now.
Not surprised. They're in one of those positions. It's just such an easy draft to execute, right? At a point, you're going to go high ground. DP pops ult, Wraith King walks forward. You have so much AoE damage naturally, thanks to that Ags, DP ult, the Wraith King Radiance. You even have a pipe, so many defensive tools.
The only thing that I see for them is that they, like you're speaking about defensive tools, but they don't truly have big saves, right? Like and they don't have Force Staffs, Glimmer Capes as well. So if you jump on a target such as Death Prophet or Lesh, you can take them down if you're FlyToMoon. The only question is, how well are you actually able to do that? Because you don't really have proper burst initiation too. You have this Night Stalker that will fly over them once he gets that BKB. And I like the fact that he's doing that, but maybe he flies over and Pugna blasts them with the Dagon, the Decrep. That could be the play, but...
And that could be the day. Focus, looking to move forwards, finds Flow. Will pop the smoke. You got to be cautious here if you're FlyToMoon. They're going to go in mid on Thug, but he's got leap away. That's not a target. And if you look at Finem, they're not just going to find this kill on Night Stalker. No date, no nighttime available. He has no buyback available, and they're just going to walk straight towards top. No glyph either. This is 100% a tier 3, possibly even more. There's nobody back in the base. FlyToMoon, you got to wake up.
That's a horrible situation to die in as a Night Stalker. 20 seconds without your NS.
He stole! You got to cast a spell. Focus. Makes a big mistake there. Rubik, as soon as he's on silence, is going to be able to pop the ultimate himself. And look at this. They're just rotating for more. Oh, wait, no, just kidding. They're going for Pugna. They will miss the arrow. However, Slayer gets smacked. He should die here. Will get shielded off the silence just a little bit late. You got to be cautious. The Rubik DP ultimate is going to be doing some heavy damage as Arc trying to pressure in that bottom tower with that Axe complete. Should be able to take out the tier 3, but Ad Finem, they're looking to regroup.
They need to break some TPs, but can they? Night Stalker is way too far away. Slayer isn't there as well. Oh, the stun is there. Wraith King's TP has been broken. Meanwhile, Arc is dying on the bottom lane, while at the same time always want to fly.
Yeah, it's 2 cores versus 2 cores and a support. Madara is actually going to get aggressive here. Thinking about engaging. Arc's going to buy back. Always Want to Fly has already bought back. They want to save at least one of these cores. I like that they do this Don't fall victim to Save a Buddy syndrome. Run in opposite directions, all right? Somebody paid attention during horror movies. You don't run as a group, all right? You always split up. It's the secret.
In horror movies?
Yep.
Yeah, always split up, guys. Yeah, Delta split didn't work there for our Raid King, but that Prophet did survive in the end as he ran towards top and is going to continue farming. The only good thing that they did get there in that exchange is the tier 3 on the bottom lane. So Gyro didn't just TP back and try to defend. Instead, he continued pushing. Sadly for him, he did die in the end, and he was forced to buy back together with Always on a Fly.
It all starts with just not being in base. Like, you can't allow a draft like Ad Finem to obtain possession of your high ground and just get all their spells off for free. Yeah, you even got a free exorcism because Focus wasn't paying attention. That won't happen.
You have to be in base. Like, when you're defending, you have to be in base 15 seconds before they even approach it. Yep. You can't be there as they're running uphill on your stairs.
Always on the Fly. Will escape unscathed. They do not have any real vision potential as the problem. Does have 2 sentries available, but I don't really know if any sort of vision is going to help you in this case because Ad Finem's just going to group up and look to make moves. Force Staff now on Thug. I like that decision. Very effective in a game against both Pugna and Gyro. You also need to be able to force yourself away from that Night Stalker so that you can leap away successfully.
That force is always so good versus Night Stalker, and also that Mirana giving her team a lot of utility with the pipe first too. Pretty decent item build. Oh, Slayer does get that. Oh, this should be a dead Mirana right here. But
is he not a mana for Dagon?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, he didn't have.
Oh no, he used it. Okay, that's a ton of magic damage. Rubik Pugna, excellent combo.
Good to the Decrypt. Arc, does he have that BKB? No, he does not. And they can't really fight without it. They need it as soon as possible.
Maybe Thug just needs a bit more training, you know? The force was with him, but just didn't properly utilize it.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Also, dumbest tradition is sometimes on July 4th, people say, may the 4th be with you all the time. And it's
on July
so
4th.
Annoying. It is so annoying. Because it's Independence Day.
Yeah, yeah, I get
like,
it, hey, I get it.
Look at us, guys. We're edgy. Not edgy, I guess, just really corny.
That's fine. Let people be corny. Live and let live.
Ugh. I'm becoming a baby boomer. I want everyone to live the way I want them to. Little off topic, of course. That's what you can expect.
It's all fine. Who are millennials?
From Lizard the Lame.
And baby boomers, please tell me.
We don't have any of those watching.
None of those?
They've tuned in. Sure? It's Dr. Phil TV.
Oh, the bottle is there, obtained by Gyro into the DD.
Thanks.
How popular is Dr. Phil, actually?
Pretty popular.
Really? Even right now, isn't he like some old school dude that had a TV show?
Yes.
That kind of went out of, I don't know.
Well, he kind of stole like a bunch of stuff from people like Jerry Springer. He's like a mix of Jerry Springer, Oprah, and
Dude,
Ellen.
Like we had in Bosnia this one, I don't know, TV program that went dead, like in the last couple of years. But when I was a kid, like 6th grade, 5th grade, they had the best Thursday evening with Jerry Springer into South Park. Thursday evening. And remember, I had no way to get those shows before. Like, I had no access to them. Jerry Springer, dude, into South Park. That was
good stuff. A lot of it
to the television back
A lot of it was scripted in a way, but man, there's some.
It's like it doesn't matter if it's scripted or not.
Steve, you are not the father. And then they start, everybody's dancing, everyone's shocked. The other family is like, no, it was definitely him. You lied. It's just, oh, it's great. It's great.
Jerry.
That was back when garbage TV was quality. Now everything is just
garbage TV.
Yeah, just garbage. It's because you're out of ideas, right?
I mean, it was new, I guess. You know those things were new. Those things were original. You know,
it shows like Survivor, right? How many times can you have somebody eat something gross before it's just you know, it's been played out.
Yeah,
As we say it, let's play out this team fight. Focus pops the BKB, looking to get on top of Shishui, who does not have any defensive capabilities. He's got Dagon with a couple of levels in it, but I don't know if that's going to help him too much.
Cape, actually, from one of his teammates, does save him there as he's able to skelly walk away there.
Arc has a DD bottle too. This could be very spooky. A lot of spells being
yet.
squandered. Madara moving forwards, pops it onto the jar, but they've got to be careful. That is a DD. He's going to do a ton of damage. Now popping the BKB, flacking on everybody. Spartan is actually going to survive thanks to that aggressive decrep. Madara now respawning, pops his own BKB. Should be able to finish off Always On a Fly. Indeed, he does. Sick arrow onto Night Stalker. That's going to be another kill, but look at this. They're just going straight for Madara. He's just beasting him.
Madara, can he finish him off? He does have that radiant stick.
Oh no, the ghost!
Creeps! The ghost slowed him and the radiant sticked in once again. Rubik, hello, Slayer, my friend. That's a triple.
That's a team wipe.
All right.
I do declare that that could be the end of our glorious game of Dota 2.
It did look really, well, great for FlyToMoon with the double damage and BKB, but Madara dies once, but the second time he pops that BKB and just wails into them, destroying the Night Stalker and the Gyrocopter. It was a good arrow, but most of the damage was definitely done by this huge Madara Skeleton King.
You almost get the arrow off. They do get the stun. Trying to kill this Pugna Warrior. Ad Finem, you got to be a little cautious here, but of course Madara does have that ultimate active. Will most likely pop it here in just a second.
BKB.
Yeah, they get both. BKB from Flow, as you say. SSA Spartan, he's going to die. Now the respawn from Madara, but he is in no man's land with no BKB. Focus, however, his is up. Madara's just comes off cooldown in time. Should be able to TP out. Great job from Ad Finem to cut their losses. We'll only lose supports here.
Maybe less.
We'll see. Will he be fast enough? The Disco Pony.
He is very fast with that Yules. It's giving him bonus movement speed. He uses the Night Stalker right now.
The bounties now too. Well played. Daytime.
Good stuff. Good stuff overall. They did not lose the Raxes. They had to spend a couple of buybacks once again. But
I love Madara, how he's like farming the camp. Now will he? Nope. He's going to continue to farm camps. Why get the bounty runes? You've got creeps to slay.
Yeah, you peasants. Like he has his little servants that go and pick up bounty runes. He needs to farm creeps instead. You have support. Supports go for bounties.
Speaking of servants, how cool would it be to have a butler?
I don't know, man. Like, it probably would be very cool. But I would feel so awkward. Like we talked about this, the imposter syndrome as well. It kind of, it's very similar to that as well. I would be like, dude, can you just... I would make a simple request. He would do it, and I would thank him, and I'm like, okay, go chill now, please. Just let me do my shit. Like,
it actually,
I don't need you.
I never feel like I belong in fancy restaurants, right?
Exactly.
Being called sir makes me uncomfortable.
Dude, I took my girl to this fancy restaurant not so long ago, a few days ago. I just felt like, I don't know. I'm like, is my shirt all right for this place? Are my pants good?
No, I know the feel. I love street food for that. You just kind of show up. There's this place in Taiwan, there's a Mexican spot that was just kind of like a stall where there were 3 seats, like the bar, but it was just food, and some damn good burritos, man. Made me feel pure. No, I love food trucks.
You know what's the play? You buy a loaf of bread and those little cans of meat and just.
This is
savage.
Speaking from experience.
Definitely.
Yeah.
High school food right there, boy.
Yeah, I think the American style is just the ramen noodle packets. And then you throw in some stuff. Also, bologna sandwiches. My favorite, like, just greasy, easy food is a bagel sandwich. Fry up an egg, a little Taylor ham, pork roll, whatever you want to call it.
But that can be so delicious,
It's
man.
so good.
Like, one thing I've learned, that like it doesn't have to be... If it's cheap, it doesn't have to mean that it's not delicious, you know?
Oh, you know what else is delicious? I actually had it today. That arrow, or rather rocket's going to do some serious damage.
Rocket?
They'll survive. Shakshuka. You know what that is? So you make some eggs. Well, not really. So you get like it's a tomato-based dish. You have like tomatoes, onions, maybe a little cilantro, salt. Throw it all together. Crack some eggs into it, right? You can mess up the yolks just a little bit or keep them solid.
We have something similar. Yeah, we have something similar that we eat.
Make it spicy. It's so good. If you're listening at home, guys, I know it just makes some shakshuka, all right? That's what I'm saying. I don't really care.
We have this, like, also meal, minced beef that you like just cook it a little bit, and then you break a couple of eggs on top of it.
Oh.
And those eggs you fry on the meat, and then you eat it.
Makes things better, all right?
Yeah,
burgers, steak and eggs, amazing. What else?
I'm gonna tell
Put
you,
in a salad?
Like, this might sound disgusting to some, but like raw eggs, just putting them in your shakes, like with banana and protein shakes.
It's like, are you just putting them in just put them in a cup. It's amazing. Add air and just drink it.
Just take the egg. Just drink the egg. You don't need anything else.
Well, Fida might not need anything else to close out this game, except perhaps another Rax. They're actually going to lose Madara right off the bat. Does have that BKB available, however. Nice three-man silence on the backside by Focus. Madara trying to help his team secure this Rax. Still has that BKB. Focus now in trouble, but he does have Aegis. However, he's going to pick up that Rax, no problem, as Madara forced to retreat. Has that Assault Cuirass finished. Focus, though, in trouble. Already used his BKB. Might even go down here. Just kidding. He's going to turn it around. No issues there. Beyond godlike on the new mid player from Ad Finem.
I just love that they're not doing the same mistakes that we've seen yesterday. All right, let's just see if Flash is going to be able to survive as Madara is covering his back. The arrow connects onto the Pugna. There's no shield. It comes out, but Shisui falls to the Radiance because we talked about that. You can't decrep yourself away from the Radiance Wraith King. And now they go towards that bottom lane as Shisui. He has no buyback. There's no ulti anymore from Focus, but there is a Diabolic Edict from maybe next time. And also Madara, he doesn't give up. Damn about your armor. Dude. He has AC.
Speaking of some... Oh, hang on. Nice
Arrows
stun.
there.
Very perfect. Slayer dead. Everybody's dead. Let's be real here. This game is in the books.
Done, yeah.
FlyToMoon.
GG.
Better off maybe aiming for Mars with this one because if they get smacked, Ad Finem will take it just over 35 minutes, 27-15. Decisive advantage.
I love how Ad Finem is constantly improving since the first day that we've seen them. Like, first best of one,
like a new team.
Total garbage. Like, they played very badly, poorly. Now they've improved quite a lot in the last 2 days. Also, like in this game, you could see that they're not making the same mistakes that we've seen yesterday. Like, if you have these heroes that can push high ground with some spells, just force the damn high ground. Don't go around those shrines. Don't try to smoke up and get these team fights somewhere else. Just smoke up and go in. Just go into the base, use your ultis, and you know what else you can use on GG.Bet? Please, Kyle, tell us. Tell us, Kyle. Is there a code that you can use?
Speaking of going in, if you'd like to go in, place a bet on a game of Dota 2, you can protect your bet fast and easy. Just use the code SAVE when you go to GG.Bet.com. No queues, no business hours, no rejections. Bang. And speaking of rejections, I'm going to reject you right now, viewers at home, because we've got to go take a short ad break for a few minutes. Me and Liz are going to grab some food. You might want to do the same. You're probably hungry by now. I'm definitely hungry after talking about food for half that cast. Did you notice? Hope you enjoyed that. Game 2, Ad Finem FlyToMoon. We'll see what happens right after this. Yeah.